you. We've just witnessed the courage of two teenage Muslims standing up against discrimination. As rewarding as this may be, we must understand that it's not enough to only react. It has to become our responsibility to reach out, to educate and inform so that people can reject anti-Muslim and anti-Islamic propaganda. I personally become upset when Muslims are called to condemn crimes that have nothing to do with Islam and are seen to be involved in suspicious activities. But we as a community have to understand that there are people in the public that profit from Islam, but there are others, the majority, who are ignorant of Islamic practices and Muslim traditions. Sometimes we overlook this, especially if you live in or near Philadelphia, where there's a visible Muslim presence, and the city is rich with American Muslim history. When I do venture out to other parts in Pennsylvania to conduct events, lectures, or courses, I sometimes meet people that have never talked to Muslims, and I'm the first Muslim that they have talked to one-on-one. This is the reason why CAIR-Philadelphia outreach efforts are so important, to open the lines of communication and dialogue, whether it's through interfaith, education, media relations, or the Muslim Youth Leadership Program. Interfaith involvement and education are keys to changing negative stereotypes and perceptions of Muslims. Our overall goal is to educate and to establish relationships built on mutual respect and common values, and to develop interfaith leaders that can speak intelligently about Islam. We've been working with people of all faiths to coordinate 8 annual city-wide interfaith events and conduct courses at churches and synagogues. One time, I spoke at the Lancaster Rotary Club monthly meeting, and after our presentation, a lady came up to me and said, are Muslims tolerant of other people? Are they open? Now, this was my opportunity to educate her on my experience as an American Muslim. I told her I have good friends that weren't not only Muslim, but Christian, Jewish, and people of other faiths. I explained the good times I had just hanging out with my friends at college. She was shocked. Her reaction may surprise you, but this lady's only source of information about Muslims is Robert Spencer and Daniel Pipes. This leads me to my next point. Television continues to be the major source of news for Americans. The public is bombarded with images of violence and oppression. In fact, some networks generate income by insulting Muslims and creating fear of Islam. We at CAIR-Philadelphia, as you can see by the video, we make it our duty to monitor local and national media. It's not about criticizing the media or complaining, but it's the principle of holding media institutions accountable for providing accurate and balanced information to the public. This year alone, CAIR-PA staff represented you many times on television, radio, and print media, ensuring that a balanced Muslim voice was heard. An issue that receives little attention is the impact of Islamophobia on Muslim youth. CAIR-Philadelphia has established the Muslim Youth Leadership Program, also known as the MYLP, to empower tomorrow's generation today. We've conducted a youth conference in April and had mobile workshops at several weekend schools in Pennsylvania. Over 100 youth have benefited from the program so far. During a workshop, one student told us that a bully continues to yank at her hijab and call her a terrorist on a school bus. Later, her mother told me she no longer likes the hijab and asked to be homeschooled. Another young Muslim told me that he consistently is harassed by his public school teacher. Whenever the teacher talks about conflicts in Afghanistan and Iraq, he would stare at him knowing that he was Muslim, and the other kids would tease him. Worst of all, some kids in the program told me that they have been called towel head, terrorist, Osama bin Laden, bomb maker, and other derogatory names. With this said, the MYLP gives the youth a safe platform to talk about these difficult issues and to find ways of solving them. It encourages young Muslims to be proud of their religious identity, despite the negative propaganda surrounding Islam and Muslims, and to put their faith into action on behalf of social justice and the common good of all Americans. Now you heard about CAIR-Philadelphia's outreach. I want you to ask yourself the question, what can I do to get involved with CAIR, besides donating generously tonight? Well, that's very simple. Answer the question, what are you passionate about? If you enjoy interfaith activities, get involved in our interfaith events. If watching negative media coverage of Muslims makes you angry, write an op-ed or an article and send it to CAIR-Philadelphia so we can submit it on your behalf. If you are involved in civic engagement, help us organize a voter's registration. If you are a student, participate in the MYLP. If you're passionate about Islamic education, attend our training to teach a basic Islam and Muslim course. Sponsor a package of well-written Islamic books to your local library. At the end of the day, we all have a role to play. Let us work to strengthen our community organization, and that is CAIR-Philadelphia. Thank you.